First thing I'll have each of you do is introduce yourself and the role you have here at Pella Christian Schools.
I'm Dana Sims, and I'm the special ed teacher, and I also teach some middle school resource classes.
I'm Nicole Van Wyk, and I'm the high school special ed teacher at Pella Christian High. And I teach special ed as well as 3 different lower level math classes.
And how long have you been in special education?
This will be my 6th year.
This will be my 10th year.
And typically in a given year, roughly how many students would you support?
This year I have 2 students who are in IEP, and then I have 11 students that I teach resource with.
This year I have 3 students that would be classified as special education, and I see 17 students altogether.
What are some of the challenges you face day to day in a classroom?
I would say some of the challenges that each year brings is just trying to figure out each student and how to, one, meet their needs as best as possible. Yeah, trying to meet their needs as well as possible, and then just trying to get them to communicate and work well with other peers.
Yeah, I think working well with other peers is a huge thing that we want them to be able to go out into society and function and live their lives and also have a good social life as well as a good professional life. So the first year, the biggest challenge when I have 3 that just came in, so I really just have to get to know them, because even when other teachers ask me questions, I'm like, I'm not really sure what makes their clock tick. So getting to know them is huge, and then the longer that I have them, the blessing is I get to have them in my class for 4 years, so by the time they're juniors, I really know them well.
I owe my path to my mom because I have a cousin with Down syndrome, and we always just clicked right away. And as I was in high school trying to figure out where I wanted to go to college and what I wanted to do, my mom suggested that I come to Pella Christian Grade School and just spend a few hours every day in the special ed room and in a resource room and in a general classroom. So for 3 years in my high school, I went to different rooms, and I was like, yep, I think I'm going to go to school for special education.
How'd you get involved?
For me, education is huge in my family as well. 8 of us are in my immediate family are educators, between like spouses or my brothers and sisters, and I'm the oldest of 6. And so I used to, like when I was little, like line up my dolls and pretend that I was a teacher. And so I always wanted to be a teacher. And then when I was in high school, one of my friends, their brother had autism, and I got to know him, and he didn't really like going to school, and I just thought, oh, I'd love to be able to work with kids and that had disabilities and hopefully make them enjoy school.
I think one of the things that can be difficult is that sometimes the progress is really slow, and so you don't see immediate progress or immediate rewards. And so when those rewards do happen after a long time, or you meet that goal, it's just so rewarding to see those little steps of progress and to praise those.
But there's always a breakthrough. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and lots of celebrations when they do finally catch on to a new task or a new concept.
So if you were to talk to a student or a colleague or a friend, someone who doesn't interact with someone who has disabilities, and they may be nervous or they may not know what to do, what's the typical advice you give to someone to interact with that population?
Yeah, it's interesting because that you brought that up, because every year the classrooms switch and change, and so my students with disabilities get thrown into a new group of students, and so then we get faced with how do we help their classmates feel comfortable in these situations. And so I always just tell their classmates a little bit about them and their background, and then just say like, hey, God made them this way, just like God made you to have to wear glasses, and they, we all have something different about us, and this is how they're different. And what's interesting is we just try to tell them like, hey, they're a person just like you. And I also try to help students find similar interests with that person. So if like they really like football, then try to have a conversation about football with them. So that's a good segue into something people both like, and hopefully they can build strong relationships after that.
It's great that we do have like this little Eagle community here, and the kids do kind of grow up together. And so by the time they get to high school, they have all been around each other for a while, and they do pretty much know how to react to them. But yeah, if you're running into someone and you're not really sure how to act, I would just say, and what I say to other students I talk with, is show them the respect that you would want, even though that might not look the same for you, there might be things that are different, and that's okay. Different is not wrong. Different is just different. So how I see something is going to be different than how Dana sees something, and how I do things might be different. How she, like, we're going to probably wash dishes differently, and that's okay. So some people talk differently and whatever. But showing everybody respect and just knowing, like, God created this person to be like this for a reason. And how can we help that person glorify God in what they do?